A warning, brave adventurer. This episode of Echoes of Honor may contain adult language or adult themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everybody! Hello there, welcome back to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see your gorgeous faces. We are here, we are back, we are playing Echoes of Honor, the premier Cosmere RPG campaign set in the world of Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive. We are back, ready and raring to go. We are welcoming back Raph. Raph, welcome back. We are pleased to have you here. I had a lot of fun playing Neivien last session, but I'm very happy to hand the reins back over to you. I've got a full recap to catch you up, because there was one particular moment Neivien was instrumental in discovering that I think it's important that you are as on top of as the rest of us. So I've got a full recap ready to go.
Good, because I don't watch the stream because it sucks.
Yeah, we've gone through that. Luckily, you don't have to watch it live. You can catch it twitch.tv/Lost Archives Live if you want. Otherwise, you can watch it on YouTube at Lost Archives RPG or on any podcast platform of your choosing. It is there, available whenever you want. Other fun news to share. Did we talk about this last week that Sanderson finished the screenplay for the Mistborn TV series? I can't remember if we talked about it last episode. We did? Okay, it's amazing. I'm still really high on the energy of that and really excited to see that. I know we've got to wait now for like casting, filming, editing, and then release, but the hype train's running full steam ahead and I'm refusing to get off it. I've seen the Odyssey. We were talking about that last week as well. Who else has gotten around to see the Odyssey yet? Yes, Raph, fantastic. Ash, brilliant.
Not yet.
Thoroughly recommend it. Be prepared. It's a pretty dark interpretation of the Odyssey, and it is a bit of a different interpretation of the Odyssey, or the main messages of the Odyssey than what I think a lot of the original or more not authentic translations, but some of the other translations. The majority of the translations kind of focus on this theme of hubris and arrogance being the trigger for the horrible events that befall Odysseus. It takes a bit of a different spin on it. That I think actually did kind of work in some ways as a different interpretation. But if you're going there expecting it to be exactly the Odyssey that you know or have pictured, if you are with any of the translations, or if you've read Stephen Fry's version of it, which is a much more kind of like modern interpretation, you're not going to. You're gonna come away being like, oh, but I wanted to see this, or oh, I wanted to see that. I thought it was still really good though. The effects were incredible, because it's Christopher Nolan who did everything practically wherever he could, so it was fucking incredible. The Cyclops in particular was absolutely insane. Yeah. The Cersei pig transformation is the most disturbing body horror I've ever seen, and the line back to your and the line back to your disguises is going to haunt me now for the end of days. That was incredible.
I fucking loved that. That was so good.
It was so good.
Looking forward to seeing it.
I do recommend it.
I mean, it's existed for a few thousand years at this point.
Yeah.
No. There are some differences. Nolan does some other fun stuff with it. Like he definitely takes some creative license with it. The one bit I did find myself struggling a little bit with was the Calypso stuff, just because it kind of changes fundamentally what happens to him on Calypso's island. And I think that's a more powerful version than what Nolan did. But I understand why he did that, because he was trying to create a certain narrative for Odysseus to follow. But it was really good. It was absolutely fantastic, and the special effects were incredible. And as you should, you really hate Agamemnon by the end of it. Agamemnon is the worst, always has been, always will be. We all know this, and Nolan absolutely did that justice.
He's stuck now.
Agamemnon is a piece of shit, and he always was. Any other impressions from the Odyssey, Ash or Ray?
I hate that guy in Age of Mythology.
Yeah,
I've got to say,
that's where my trauma comes from, is Age of Mythology.
As much as I fucking loved it, it was tarnished slightly for me for the fact that they all have American accents.
Yep.
Agreed.
And that's okay. Like that's unfortunately that's just.
I mean, what accent would you like though? Like,
Greek. It'd have to be a Greek accent.
But pretending a modern Greek accent is in any way
the same as an ancient Greek accent.
An American accent.
We don't know what they sounded like.
It's about as silly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We don't know what they sounded like.
But how many Greek actors are you gonna get? Like.
There's a lot of Greek actors.
The Greek accent.
The Wog Boy?
The Wog Boy?
Fucking hell, Rory.
Not that I've seen the movie.
Just do a tour around the outer suburbs of Melbourne, pick up the funeral where you go.
Basically, that's what that movie was.
I mean, I could probably get a few.
And I got to say, the puppy and the dog being two completely different breeds. That
was weird.
That hurt.
And the extra animal cruelty, I did not need.
Right.
I really struggled with the animal cruelty.
So unnecessary.
Yeah. Matt, what were you going
But
to say?
aside from that,
Aside from
I
that,
was going to say, I forgot. Never mind.
he's been eating of the lotus, my friends. It's okay. It'll come back to him later.
I will.
awesome.
I will go and see the regular Odyssey at the regular movies. I will not try and see it at Melbourne IMAX because that shit is booked out and unlikely to get seats.
You'll get it on a rerun. They're going to be running that for years.
On a rerun. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. I've heard it's going to depend on the distributor, but I'm pretty sure IMAX Melbourne will just be like, nah, fuck it, we're playing it. Because they've got the film. What are they going to do with it? Just keep it.
Yeah, they're going to come down to Hollywood? No.
100%.
Exactly. All right, let's do our recap. Let us dive on into the session. Our story follows a group of unlikely allies and friends, survivors of an attack on their caravan, now banded together under the banner of Bright Lord Bethab to seek those responsible. A cabal of light-eyed Aelthi nobles calling themselves the Sons of Honor. With their most promising lead, a bright lady Rav-eth, who is leading the caravan, known to be hiding in Aladar's war camp, the team have used Alaran's position as examiner for the High Prince to gain entry to the camp under protest from Aladar's commander Mintez. Following the various leads and clues, the team eventually have tracked Rav-eth down, held captive by agents of the Sons of Honor under suspicion of stealing from them, a betrayal the team were not expecting. After dealing with the guards out front, the team switched to a more stealthy approach, attempting to convince the two agents interrogating the Bright Lady that they were sent to take Rav-eth directly to Commander Mintez. Unfortunately, the agents had already summoned Mintez, the shardbearer due to arrive at any moment. Unable to convince the agents to cooperate further, the team turned on them, unleashing a juvenile white spine from the nearby caverns in an attempt to distract the enemies long enough to escape with Rav-eth, her manservant Zindan, and her parshman Red 3. While the white spine made short work of the agent, Neivien unlocked the nearby doorway, attempting to escape. However, standing on the other side of the door, having just arrived, was Commander Mintez. We left off last session as Neivien slammed the door shut and called out a warning to the others. And in that moment, I had Neivien say essentially, Raph, "Oh, storms no," and just close the door. And then turn around and be like, "It's Mintez, run!" And that was essentially Nevien's turn. So we're diving straight back in, and I better bring us back over to our map. Given that we are currently in initiative, in a combat exchange, and we had just finished our fast turns, which means, Rory, Hula, it is your turn to paint a picture of the scene again for you, for those listening to the podcast. The team are currently running down a narrow corridor, roughly 10 feet wide, stretching from east to west. The team have broken through a section of the corridor leading south, leading to some natural caverns. At the moment, Rav-eth, Rav-eth, Red 3, and Zindan are at the mouth of that cavern entrance, Ztar and Alaran much further in. Back in the corridor, right next to the doorway that Mintez is currently lurking behind, Neivien and Hula are facing down a juvenile white spine that is currently tearing into an illusionary pile of meat created by Rav-eth's surge binding. So, Hula, it's your turn.
From memory, my general plan was to just, unfortunately, Raph's here and can now protest, but to just basically yeet Neivien over my shoulder and leg it, try and catch up with the others.
I'm going to make a call here. I don't think Raph is going to be against that plan. Raph, over to you. A reporter in the field. Raph. Neivien, how are you feeling about this plan?
I don't like spiky swords that turn my limbs dead, so all for it.
Yeah, I would realistically be trying to go pretty quick and not worrying too much about Grace while the white spine's distracted in the other direction. So, don't be stealthing too much.
Fantastic. So, just to confirm, would you like to use one of your actions to essentially kind of like grab or grapple Neivien to essentially kind of like pick her up? And then
put her
run
on
with
sort
her?
of, pretty much.
Neivien is willing from the sounds of it for the Hadazian marriage sack escape plan. So in that instance, I'm going to say that you, because this is a willing thing, I'm happy for you to...
quite larger than her, I would assume as well.
You are quite a bit larger than her. Normally it would be 2 actions to do a grapple, and normally an athletics check. I'm tempted to I'm tempted to make it a single action because she's willing and kind of like jumping up onto your shoulders, and Neiveen's actions would simply like walk forwards and open a door on her fast turn, trying to escape. I'm actually going to let you have that as a single action, Hula. If you wanted to then pick her up and drag her with you, I've got no problems with that, to actually pick her up and carry her as a single action.
Yeah.
Because it's not really a true grapple. It's kind of like you're like leaning down, she jumps on your back, and then you run with her, giving her a piggyback.
Yeah. Uppies.
Uppies. Wait, we need to hear that. There's a specific voice we need to hear that in. Raph, if you could provide that for us. I believe a certain Gloomforged gave us the uppies in the correct. If you could just give us that.
Uppies.
Thank you very much. If you're wondering what that is reference to, you can check out our Curse of Strahd campaign over at the Lost Archives RPG on YouTube. All right, Hula, as you drop down, Neivien, uppies. I can't do it anymore. Uppies onto your back. You've got 2 actions left. How would you like to spend them?
Basically trying to run into this corridor and follow the others.
Fantastic. So your movement speed, I think, is 25 or 20 feet.
Possibly. I need to figure out where that is.
20 feet. It's underneath your physical stats. So...
yeah, 20 feet.
Yeah, 20 feet. All right, awesome. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 20 will get you right in front of Rav-eth, and then you still have 1 action left if you wanted to run another 20 feet following Ztar and Alaran out towards the exit.
I feel like, given the danger behind us, I should realistically be at the back and not trying to just lap over the people that we're trying to protect here. So
that's very
so
noble.
maybe just giving Neivien a bit of a push forward so she can get on the other side of me from my back. I actually can't really see the direction, so I might move that distance if I can. Yeah.
I'll just, for your ease and being able to place your tokens, I'll just move. There you go. Oh, sorry, other way around. There you go. I'll move those tokens, those parchment out of the way, and the token for Zindan as well. All right, awesome.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be trying to overtake Rav-eth or Neivien. Put it that way. I'd be trying to stay behind them.
Easy done. You still have an action left if you'd like to spend it.
I might actually. Given that I have not much focus left, I might use that recovery die to try and regain focus. Taking a moment to compose myself now that we're out of the White Spine's view, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, if you wanted to, you do have some options in terms of like destabilizing the environment that you're in. Like this cavern, you've broken through a collapsed section of boulders to open this area up, but the roof above you is much lower than the corridor beyond. Potentially, if you wanted to try and do some things to try and like maybe knock down part of the roof or cave it in to try and like hide yourselves, that is an option if you wanted to try and do that. Or if you wanted to use your action to push some of those boulders back in the way, you could look at doing that.
Yeah, that sounds realistic. I thought it was kind of like cleared out the cave in and was fine.
No, so the boulders have kind of been scattered. Rav-eth using their growth, using their regrowth ability to cause the vines to rapidly grow and break through a hole. But to be honest, this hole is only about sort of 8 feet wide. I know it's much bigger on the map, but I probably should put some more things in the way. Put some boulders back in.
If I could try and use my sort of slamming my shield or everything into the walls to try and bring down the ceiling of that section, that would be viable based on the environment. Yeah,
absolutely. What I'll get you to do is make a weapon attack. I think that kind of makes the most sense here, as if you were attacking the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Which you are doing, and roll some damage, and then I'll roll a little dice in the background to see how effective it is as well.
Okay. Can I raise the stakes on it?
I think that's a really good idea, and I was about to ask you for that as well.
Cool.
Okay.
I got nervous when I saw the one there for a second because
the one was spooky, but that is in fact a 20 and an opportunity in addition. Hula, would you like to spend your opportunity to try and close this gap here and hide you and your companions from the White Spine and from Mintez beyond?
Yeah, yes, I would.
Fantastic. Do you want to describe for me what you do? How do you break through this section of the rocks? Like, what do you do to make this happen?
Basically, obviously I've got my axe and my shield in hand as we're sort of running through here. But I guess I'd basically just be trying to hit the side of the walls to try and dislodge some of the loose rubble up top to bring it down into a more uniform formation at the entry.
Fantastic.
Just basically trying to loosen the ceiling, basically.
Yeah,
with
100%.
hits from my axe. Not the blade part, because you don't really want to dull that.
No, not really. Here's what happens. With Neivien standing dangerously close to this, you push Neivien back a little bit, and as you swing your axe up into the ceiling using the solid part of the haft rather than trying to cut the blade, as you crack into the rocks above, the stalagmites and stalactites that kind of form part of this cave entrance shatter, filling in the area very quickly, very rapidly as rocks tumble down. With the remaining action, you pick up some rocks, tuck them into the gaps, closing off the area and hiding your little escape through this area here. Hula, that is very nicely done, and that is all your actions. You can glimpse through a hole in this rocky wall. You can see through this sort of like maybe half a foot wide hole, couple centimeter wide hole, the corridor beyond. You can glimpse through. What you see is a beautiful silver sword slice through the door in 2 quick motions. As the door collapses, breaking in half, you watch as Mintez strides through. This older Aelthi man, grey across his temples, streaks of white through his hair, clean shaven with lines on his face, wielding a shard blade longer than his arm, curved, rippling, as it slices through the doorway. You watch as he glances around the corridor. I know you're here somewhere. And then spots the White Spine dropping into flame stance as he holds the blade ready. Come here if you think you're hard enough. He's going to ready an action for the White Spine. That is the end of the initiative round. If I could have everyone please select a new approach, that would be fantastic. So click on your tokens and do a new approach.
Can I just get a little bit of a recap? Did anyone take any like hits in that little encounter that needs potential healing?
It's a good question. Has anyone taken any damage?
I think I was still full health coming out of the initial encounter after the Stormlight stuff.
Cool. Okay.
Alaran took some, I'm guessing agent damage, but I am not bloodied.
Oh, beautiful. All right. In that case, I won't bother trying to patch wounds. If that's the case, I'll still take a fast action because I want to get the fuck out of here.
I think that is quite wise. That's
Yeah,
quite
I
wise
think so.
indeed. Yeah. I can tell though, I'm looking at Haz before, and you can see in Haz's eyes, he's like, oh, we could take a shardbearer. Come on.
No.
He doesn't actually think that. He just thinks it'd be fun to do.
Ooh, actually, Matt, I just opened my character sheet, and Neivien could definitely use a little bit of help.
Oh, really? Okay.
If it's still going around. Turns out she has she's what's the option after bloodied?
Close to death when you're single digits.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Good to know.
I feel like the person playing your character last week could have brought attention to that.
It's not my responsibility anymore. I'm not Neivien anymore. And I couldn't remember. There's a lot of things I have to keep track of.
Is bloodied under half?
Bloodied is
We
under
would-
half. Correct.
Okay, cool. Technically, Alaran is bloodied,
Oh.
but he's
Okay,
also
alright.
very far away from the
Obviously.
existing danger.
Alrighty. Has everyone picked an approach?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, perfect. In that case, then, we shall do our fast turns first and our slow turn second. Starting off, the fast turns is not the NPCs. Sorry, let me move these around. So we've got Ztar and Hula are taking fast turns. Everyone else is going for the slow. Alrighty. Hula and Ztar, I hand over to you. What would you like to do with your fast turns?
I just want to clarify with the general team, we're still trying to retreat from this general situation. Yeah. So I'd be
You
trying
can take him.
So yeah, I would probably be trying to make sure no further cave-ins are happening, then moving this way as well. We're trying to push people along.
Is he in shard plate as well, or just shade?
Just the
shard
blade. He's wearing a uniform in Aladar's colours, wielding a blade, but he is not. Yeah, no, he's not. He's not dressed in shard plate. He doesn't have plate, just blade. Alrighty.
Yeah. Not really sure what Ztar's motions are, but I would realistically be following him.
Should say Aladar's colours are black and red, so his uniform is really striking. It's this dark black fabric with red glyphs covering it. It is, yeah, it's fucking badass. Hula.
How? Also, yeah, so is he going to see these rocks and basically be like, that's where they went?
Well, that's the question. You don't know. He might have got a glance of the room beyond, but it was only for a second. Neivien opened the door, saw him, and immediately slammed the door shut and locked it again, like just throwing the key away and running for it. So you don't know how much of the corridor he got a glimpse of. He wasn't expecting to see Neivien. Neivien communicated at the time, like, he literally had just climbed down a ladder and was just as surprised to see me as I was him. So it's a good question. You're not sure how much of or how familiar he is with this area. If he's really familiar with it, the rocks actually look more like how it was before you guys got here. So if anything, this should fool him.
Well, yeah, I'll be trying to now move away from this starting position against the wall.
Alrighty. So first action is to move.
Yep. Can only really go to about there. Assuming I can move through people without hindrance.
You can move through allies without hindrance. That's very easy to do.
Cool. And where's that one go?
You can move again if you want, or you can... Yeah, it's up to you.
I might. We don't know what's over this direction, do we?
You've got no idea. You've not been down towards the southeast.
Well, in that case, I might just brace my shield in this sort of general direction to make sure Mama White Spine isn't coming at us.
Perfect. You can absolutely brace. That's not a problem as you set up your shield and prepare yourself. I'm going to say Ztar will continue on with his previous actions, which was to move and try and get ahead and see what the danger is up front. Ztar is going to use his movement first to catch up with Alaran. That is going to be... What's his movement? Give me 2 seconds. I pull it open. Oh, this is good music. 30 feet. He's got loads. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 as Ztar rushes forwards past you, Alaran, glancing back briefly to get a bit of a lay of the land, and then turning back, and he is also going to brace as well, holding off this area and making sure that no one else... he's going to go the full way. Going to do another move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As he rushes towards the entryway, you watch as Ztar looks left, looks right, and then gestures back to you, Alaran, whispering, The way is clear. I see only a chull without its shell, which we are aware of. And then pointing towards the chull in the far corner, which is still hiding behind the cart over in the corner of the tunnel.
Oh.
That's the 2 fast goes for the PCs. Next, we have the fast turn Neivien, you're the only one left at the entryway to look back. Rav-eth, you can kind of glimpse this as well. You watch as the White Spine is going to use its fast turn to charge at Mintez. As soon as it gets within range, Mintez's held action goes off. You watch as he spins in place, the shard blade striking through the White Spine. You watch as one of its arms immediately goes dead, part of its face drooping as it suddenly loses sensation, the blade passing through, narrowly avoiding its spine. As Mintez spins around, the White Spine is going to make an attack against him. That is going to hit. He is going to use his riposte. As the White Spine charges forwards, its maw closing around his arm, holding the shard blade. You watch as he pulls his fist back and punches it in the eye, causing it to yelp with pain. And then he spins, dropping the blade, allowing his arm to pull free as he drops and rolls backwards, holding out his hand again, ready to resummon it. That is the White Spine's go. He's going to use his full turn to resummon his shard blade and hold it ready to strike once again. We have to wait till the next turn to pull it back into his hands, but for now, he's prepared to strike. Ralanat and Zindan and Parsh 3, Red 3, are going to do the same turn. They are going to use their full movement to rush forwards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. As they begin running down the corridor, Ralanat moving towards Ztar as quickly as she can. Alaran, Neivien, and Rav-eth, it is your go next.
Of the two, I think it was Neivien that was probably looking the most worse for wear, right? With my last point of investiture, I will do 2 actions to do my surge of progression to heal.
Aww.
Yeah. Gotta heal my friends. It's gonna work. Come on.
6.
Hell yeah, I'll take it. I'm back into double digits.
Hey.
Hell yeah. And then with my other action, I'll just move.
Fantastic.
Whatever 30
Neivien.
feet is.
So
And Alaran. Neivien and Alaran.
given the whole distraction of the fight at the moment for our enemies here, I have a working span reed pair, correct? I believe
Correct.
I do. Would it be possible, and I'm happy for this to take up all of my actions, although I would like to be able to move, but what I'd like to do is on one of the span reeds, write along the reed's length Sons of Dishonor.
Yep.
And I want
Daughters
to...
of Dishonor?
I want to drop that in a really obvious spot, maybe even tossing it back out into the corridor.
Through the hole?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Absolutely.
And that then I would like to move as far as possible. So I don't know how many actions it would take for me to pull out that and scribble on it, because I appreciate that's not fast.
Well, quick questions. Are you writing this in the women's script or are you writing this in glyph?
Can I do both? One on each side?
Yes, you can. I'm going to say it's an action to write those out. It doesn't take that long. You could do that. That's not a problem.
Cool. I do that. Stick it back through the hole and keep going, I guess.
Fantastic. Alrighty. As you write that down and then throw it through the hole, you watch as Mintez's head turns at the sound of something clattering on the floor, his eyes quickly glancing about as he tries to ascertain where it's come from. You're not sure how that goes, though, because you take off at a run, moving as far away from the rocky wall as you can. Alaran.
As Alaran charged ahead, hearing Mintez's name, a chill hits him as he looks back at the flood of everyone retreating and heading out. And he takes that first moment to take a breath, waiting, pausing, recognizing that this is a retreat, but it is not just a reckless abandon of this spot, and making sure, if possible, no one is being left behind. For my first action, I'm actually thinking that I want to make some sort of test for what comes next. Like, I know that we are currently in a cave, and everything after the mouth that Ztar is at is familiar territory. But I'm recognizing that this man with this shard blade chasing us down, what was a flaming wall, creatures, like all of these cascading. I'm thinking ahead, and I think I want to make potentially a leadership test, potentially, or some sort of thinking like strategically about like, how are we getting away from a shardbearer in this moment? Like right now, interference is a good strategy to create some distance, but where are we going? What is happening next? As I just take a moment to just compose myself there.
Yeah, I think leadership works here. I think you could also have an argument for maybe discipline, and probably insight works as well.
Cool.
Oh, and please pet your dog.
Yeah, I don't know what
Being
she's upset
cruel.
about. Yeah, how loud is it coming through?
Not very. I thought someone was opening the squeaky door behind me, but
Yeah.
not very.
She's not happy about something. I could let her out because she's currently locked in the room with me. That means that later on when Alice gets home, you are all going to hear it very, very loudly. So let's pick our poison. Do we want constant little sooks or one loud explosive bark later? Loud explosive bark later. Can see it in your faces. All right.
While he's distracted,
Judgment is right.
Let's go.
You can't take all of us.
I just didn't want to take a course of action. I'm just trying to use it to get information and some thought and strategy for us. I think I'm going to use a discipline check rather than leadership in this moment because, leadership's the best because it's about leading the current party and using you guys to the best advantage. I'm going to make a leadership test. First
leadership test would be perfect.
Roll. 16.
16. Alaran, in this moment, you know a couple of things. You remember a couple of things about the lay of the land here. For a start, you've got people who are not moving super quickly. Ralanat, Zindan, and Red 3, the Parchment, are not very fast. If you were to head back the way you came to get into this area here, back out through the warehouse, we are talking about large open spaces where a shardbearer, a trained military man, could catch up quite quickly. And you're also going to be inside his camp, which means that if you are to run through the camp with him in pursuit, he's going to be calling out for guards every step of the way. There are going to be people coming towards you, people blocking you off. The only saving grace here is that there potentially is another way out of these tunnels. When you were walking down here, before you deviated into the abandoned sections of structure, the pathway continued from the warehouse towards the east, towards the northeast. So where that chull is below you, there is another pathway continuing to the northeast from here. That might be your way out. And if that tracks in the direction you think it does, it's going to be leading you out of the war camp.
Okay. With that in mind, I'm hoping that I can kind of bend some features that I have right now because I'm looking ahead to my spren and I'm thinking about how that could guide me. And right now I'm thinking we're not running away. We need a new path forward. I'm trying to basically call upon my spren. I'm recognizing that I will have when we get there is the scouting feature, covert scouting, that allows them to kind of find a path forward. And I think that there's a sense of like, that is the pull that is triggering me. And I feel like that's just the way I would like to flavor that is I call to Burr and I say, it's bad strategy running through that open warehouse. There must be another way. This way, I can feel it. Can you help us?
There's a pause, Alaran, as the words echo through the corridor. And then you watch as growing vine-like across the wall, crystals begin to coalesce, forming a face. And as you look into the face of your spren, you watch as he sighs. You're in a real bind here. You've identified the problem. Now you've got to lead the people. Lead your companions, lead your soldiers out of this situation. I will be your scout. I'll look ahead for you. And with that, he's going to dart forwards, rushing ahead. Alaran, it's going to take him more than a turn to scout ahead, but he will come back to you as soon as he can. Burr will get back to you as soon as he can.
I'm marking off the 2 focus that feature requires, but I can't see that it's a kind of got a. It's not like a play action. It's got the special activation, so I'm guessing that's not something that requires.
No. I'm pretty sure having your spren zoom ahead and check out things is just something you can get them to do. I'm pretty sure it's free action. Yeah, I think it just costs you a focus. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty certain it is. From memory, it's not like it's not like a crazy thing.
Sweet. In that case, I think using a free action, I will communicate to the party we can't go back to the way we've come. We must find a new way forward. And I'm so worried about leaving people further behind. I think readying an action is an action, so I will do that. And can the action be to use my movement to move once others have reached, once others are not further behind?
Yeah, you can hold an action for any trigger, and an action can be any action. So you can absolutely hold a movement to then take off once you need. That's absolutely fine.
And Neivien and Rav-eth, you've both finished your turns and movements, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. In that case, I'm trying to encourage Ztar to push forward, and Hula to cover our rear, but I'm ready to keep moving forward, and I'm basically encouraging everyone to use action on their turn, movement on their turn to push forward so that we can create some distance.
Perfect.
So I'll hold my movement until everyone is able to do so on the next turn.
Brilliant. Alaran, Neivien, Rav-eth, that's the slow turns done, which means we are back at the top of the round. In this instance, we don't necessarily... Here's the thing. If you guys are all running, I'm going to shift this from a combat exchange into a different type of test as we head into a bit more of a direct endeavor as you all try and escape. So, is everyone running? Is that the plan now?
I'm on board with running or fighting. I'll go either way, but we need to all agree to fight. Get that shard blade.
Yeah, if you can.
Then who gets really?
Well, here's the thing: none of you fuckers can touch it. Only Neivien can use the shard blade, because the rest of you are bonding spren.
Are we at the point where we've bonded them enough that
Yes,
Even though we can't get the
absolutely.
surges?
Yep, absolutely. You can't even like if you remember oh my god, I'm having a mental blank. Renarin, even before he's fully bonded Gliss, he cannot
But
touch
he-
a shard blade without it screaming in his
Bad
head.
example, because he's not really bonded in a proper sprint.
Excuse me. Okay,
Bad example.
I've got another example. Dalinar, the second he swears the oaths to the Stormfather, boom, has to let go of the shard blade. Immediately breaks the bond that he has with the blade.
Okay, one for one. Shallan goes fine with it.
But that's a different situation. That's a very, very different situation that I'm not going to get into for very obvious reasons. That's massive spoilers. And she doesn't have a great time with it, you might remember.
Yeah. Basically, you're right.
Yeah.
Neivien gets it.
So, is everyone running? Yes. No? Maybe.
Yes, tactical retreat. I think
Okay.
like Alaran's paying attention to threats. Ztar's taking a lead. Hula's taking the rear to protect in case anything does try and ambush us. And Alaran's trying to keep everyone within safe distance that we can not have anyone.
What
Well,
we're going to
yeah.
do as we head into this next stage, we're moving into a essentially a type of endeavor, and this is where you'll each have essentially a turn within this. You can do something, but it's not like a combat turn. It's kind of moving into this idea of like a timed scene. This like endeavor is the best way to kind of like think about it. So what I'm going to do. Alaran, your spren will come rushing back as all of you kind of gather. What I'll do is I'll have all of you gather at the mouth of the cave. So for the first like round of this endeavor, all of you are just rushing forwards. As I position you at the mouth of the cave, that's not quite right. There we go. Neivien, Rav-eth, Alaran, perfect. As you will get to the mouth of the little cavern entrance, right next to the chull with its shell burst into smoke, your spren is going to grow from between the spokes of the wheel of the cart, Alaran. And you hear his voice. All of you see and hear Burr's voice for this next bit. There's more soldiers coming from the west. 6 or 7 by my count. You're going to need to move fast.
I repeat that, not assuming that everyone else has heard that piece of information.
We can see him, Alaran. I heard what he said. Soldiers to the west. 6 or
I
7.
think hearing that confirmation that others have heard Burr is like a little bit also of a confirmation that he isn't crazy. Even though his allies have had such experiences, knowing that he's not a crazy person amongst people who have had great gifts is a little bit of a comfort.
Is that west in relation? Is that like a cardinal direction on the map?
Cardinal.
West.
Yep. The map is cardinal directions. Up is north.
Yep.
Left is west. Right is east. Down is south.
Did you happen to see another way out? We can't really go back the way we came if there are soldiers approaching. Is there another way?
I don't know, but there's another path forward to the west. I don't know
To the
where
east.
it'll
To the
lead.
east.
Coming from?
Northeast.
Sorry, east. Sorry.
East. Oh, the east. Yes, of course.
Charge the soldiers, right?
No. I'm about charged
No,
up.
You could do.
Alaran is like, I don't know why, but let's push there. We might be putting ourselves in deeper, but I think it's taking us away from the camp. If there's a way out, this might be their secret way of getting in and out of all the war camps, not just this specific one.
I think we have much time to deliberate. I think we have to go with what you think is right. So, if the east is what you're saying, then I think we should do that.
Hula, are you okay to take the rear? And like, I'm basically like hand on Naveen's shoulder and keeping an eye on Ralanat and making sure everyone is moving as we're talking, heading in this direction.
Perfect.
Ztar, take the lead. Scout ahead.
Ztar is going to rush forwards, his spren zipping around his head, this patch of starlight, opening almost like an eye blinking before vanishing, and then appearing a little bit further ahead, then appearing a little bit further ahead. This very unearthly, strange appearance as this tear in space blinks like a vertical eye before disappearing again. As you begin to make your way towards the northeast, you can hear the sound of booted feet, this stamping coming from behind you. and a pained yelp coming from the north, followed by a voice calling out, "To me, guards, to me!" echoing through the corridor. With that, as all of you begin to take off, I am going to have each of you choose, first off, one action or thing that you would be doing, and also where you're roughly running in relation to the rest of the party. So we've got Ztar running out the front, keeping watch. He's going to be a perception check to try and keep an eye on everything that's coming up. I'll roll his perception check now, but for the rest of you, I'm actually going to take us out of initiative and bring us back over the webcams. So, if everyone could please let me know in any order what you are doing, and we'll find a test and I'll get you guys to roll it.
Interesting.
I think Neivien would be somewhere towards the back, and looking for anything that's going to cause the pursuers to slow down without necessarily drawing attention to the direction that we're taking. So either things that might allow us to hide or things that are going to block the way, and the main focus on that being I've got my Soulcaster on, so anything that I can smoke that's going to, drop a beam down, for example, or collapse part of a passage, what have you. That's the plan.
Can I just add a tinge to that, which, if that's something you wish to do, could I ask that you do that closer to Ztar so you have time if you need to stop and do something that you can fall behind rather than be at the end of the party?
Yeah, 100%.
That makes sense. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
Good.
Neivien, could I get you to roll a transformation test for me using your transformation surge?
You bet you can.
Thank you.
Now let's see if I can find what that means.
Cognitive, it's one of the skills underneath medicine. It's in your cognitive column.
Oh shit, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
Doing that now.
Thank you.
Was
Yeah,
that always there?
It is now, as of you tuning to your Soulcaster or using your Soulcaster. Now you have transformation as a skill.
Oh no, it's terrible.
9. It's not incredible. Neivien, as you do your best to try and destabilize aspects of the environment, part of the problem here is controlling the surge of transformation. And given you are still fairly new to this, I'm going to say that rather than you doing too much and collapsing things, it's more like you're being almost too cautious. You don't want to turn too much of this to smoke and have the whole building drop down on everybody. That caution and that fear of what you're doing, and knowing as well the sweet song calling you to let go, to embrace, to become smoke itself. Resisting that causes you to hold back more than you probably need to, slowing down your transformation and preventing this being as effective as it could be. But you are able to turn sections of the wall and the ceiling to smoke, a few of the foundations that are holding up parts of this, the support structures. It doesn't cause any massive dramatic cave-ins, but it does destabilize the area behind you, definitely.
Cool.
Alrighty. That's Naivien's endeavor action. Rav-eth, Hula, Alaran. Ztar's done his perception. I got a 14. Ztar rushes ahead, keeping an eye out, directing you away from dead ends and keeping you on this main tunnel that does begin to twist and turn towards the north again. Definitely taking you outside the bounds of the crater rim that marks the border of this war camp. By your reckoning, or by Ztar's reckoning, I think we are approaching the edge of the war camp. If my ability to know where we are is correct, then we should be almost at the edge. He calls back.
Rav-eth would probably be traveling somewhere in the middle of the group, trying to maintain the support within the middle pack of the group. So probably where Ralanat and the other NPCs are located. Obviously Ztar at the front, Hula at the back, and then Rav-eth kind of in the middle, trying to hold everyone together. He's probably trying to make sure that everyone is fit and able to be in this situation. So he is probably doing all he can to keep the party moving at a good speed, making sure that any injuries or ailments are being looked after as best as he can, given the situation.
Brilliant. In that case, then, could I get you to please roll for me? I'm going to say this falls under discipline, medicine, because you're not doing like an outright medicine check, but you're using your kind of medical knowledge to keep an eye on people and make sure they don't fall behind.
Correct.
I'd say discipline, medicine, or survival. Your choice.
Double check discipline, survival, or medicine. I think I just got to roll the medicine on this one because it's my highest.
I thought you might, given you're a surgeon. Yeah, I thought you might.
Yeah. It would be more just an awareness if anyone is, feeling unwell. It would be just making sure that they're keeping up and doing what I can.
100%.
That's a nat 1.
That's a natural 1. Okay, I'm going to mark off another failure for that one.
Oh shit! Another failure.
Sorry. Neivien failed. So I'm keeping track of your successes and failures. A thing will happen when you reach a certain number of successes, and a thing will happen when you reach a certain number of failures. Sorry, this is this is where we're up to.
You don't have to do that though.
I would very much enjoy doing that, and I am enjoying doing it.
That's good.
This is tickling my pickle. Rav-eth, as you well-known Queensland saying, tickle the pickle. Rav-eth, as you don't think it's not like that. Rav-eth, as you try your best to keep an eye on people, Naivien's efforts to try and smoke out the area above are working a little bit against you. You, while focused elsewhere, walk right into a cloud of smoke that Neivien has just created. As you breathe in the choking, cloying smoke, your own lack of attention causing this problem. As you stumble out of the smoke, your eyes burning, your vision blurry, your lungs burning from this inhalation of smoke. You're like wheezing and coughing. You are less than useless in this situation. Zindan having to pull you along and keep you on track. Your eyes so blurry and stingy from that sudden explosion of smoke that you are no help whatsoever. In fact, you are slowing the party down.
Fuck.
Alaran and Hula. What would you two like to do?
Please do better.
Yeah.
I will say, I didn't have lots and lots of boxes for failures and successes, and so far it's I think Raph summed it up best.
Oh no.
I think we should stick to things we are good at. So
they have.
chances.
What?
Rav-eth has a +6 to medicine. He's
out medicined himself. He's
Sure.
Well, just for a chance of success. Not to say that you're horrible at medicine there, Rav-eth, but in that moment, it was not so fly.
It's less than medicine. It was more the unaware of knowing what's happening in my environment and walking into
Absolutely. Hula, do you have something specific that you were thinking? Because I was just thinking that like we could do something either like inside-y or discipline-y about like how to take the like rear defense, like so that we're keeping tabs on stuff. So if there's something specific you want to do, I could assist you with that through leadership and like command, or I could give you buff, or I could focus purely on just an insight or a perception or a discipline check.
Well, I may need to roll discipline to stop myself giggling every time we say protect the rear.
Yeah, I wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I'm just getting you prepared for the phrases to be saying when we get back to the Colin Guard.
Yeah. Rear Admiral Alaran is ready to go. Rear Admiral Alaran does have a ring to it, just saying.
That does sound a lot better than Piss Prince or whatever it was.
Prince of the Golden River, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. That sounds nice, but...
Isn't.
It definitely isn't.
Yeah.
If you get that Terry Pratchett reference, you now have to subscribe. Hula, what are you doing?
We're defending the rear.
If you didn't get that Terry Pratchett reference, you also have to subscribe, just so you know. It's both, yeah. Sorry, Rory, you go.
Well, yeah. Hula would do fairly well with low vision and low air. Just a bit of smoke's not much to him. He survives on low oxygen all the time, so he could be using... I would say he's handling the smoke inhalation quite well.
Well, let's see what the dice have to say about that. I would have said Rav-eth could handle the smoke quite well, but unfortunately...
As a half being of smoke.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Can we somehow? Oh, what are your thoughts on aggravating the Chull to charge away into the direction of the pain in the ass?
I think that
a great idea. You can
Our
pull it
poor
off.
shellless buddy.
Yeah. Well, shell or no shell, he's going up against the guy with the shard blade. So, gonna hurt.
I was going to say, I think that like strategically, no one expects us to be running this way because they don't know where we are or where to follow. If they see creature running down that pathway towards them, they'll go the opposite.
Okay.
So unless it's like in the path or doing something, like letting it stay and chill rather than aggravating it, will not give them a cue to follow.
Yeah. Could always try and find another button on the wall near the wall camp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Find
Search
a
for
button.
doors in the rock face.
Given that we've both made a door and unmade a door up the top, we're doing went back to net zero doors.
You are at net zero. You've achieved something that Australia's still 10 years off, which is net zero. Hula, what would you like to do?
How, like, so Ztar scouted ahead and was like, oh yeah, this is near the wall camp on the other side of that wall.
Ztar has been guiding you down this corridor with a very successful 14 perception check and has informed you all that you are. Yeah. that you
Yeah, I was
are-
going to say, at least someone's rolling successes for this endeavor. Fucking hell.
You're welcome. Ztar has told you that you.
Two fails.
Yeah, it's not great. No, Matt, that's a natural one. That's 3 fails. It's 2 fails for the natural one.
Oh.
You're up to 3 already.
Never mind.
So a natural
Great.
20 would be 2 successes, just so you know. No, Ztar has informed you you are likely approaching the edge of the crater wall, or you are already underneath it, which means that to continue following this pathway to the north is leading you out of the wall camp onto the shattered plains. Which is probably where you want to go right now.
Yeah,
the
I think
position
that's
of,
still the better option.
yeah, and the position of Aladar's war camp, actually heading due north and following the edge of Aladar's war camp, will actually lead you not onto the shattered plains, but actually towards the Colin war camp. Because Aladar's right between Colin and Sadius.
Is that where it is? I thought it was between two other things.
Nah, Aladar's right between those two. I know what you're going for. I'm not giving you the satisfaction. What are you doing? What's your plan here? Did you want to scare the Chull to run back towards the others? You could do it. That's not a bad idea.
No, I think the
Chelsea
good point
took
has
a while.
been made. Let the child go. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
leave Chelsea alone.
Chelsea, that's right.
Well, besides just protecting
Chelsea
the rear,
Cartwright.
and sort of
There we go. We've got the full name.
just protecting the. I actually can't think of a. Besides standing in the line of sight for everyone else trying to block it off, what I could possibly do without compromising the position.
Honestly, spooking the Chull's not the worst idea you've come up with. It's a pretty.
Yeah, that's all I really had.
It's pretty distracting, and it explains why there's sounds coming from this corridor that they might have heard if you've been running or talking too loudly. They might assume it's the Chull. I mean, it's not the worst idea. It's another thing to keep them distracted, and you already know this Chull has no qualms about attacking people. It's out for blood, so
Fine, by paladins. Got deep crap.
yeah.
I feel like things that lose their shell are famously then more scared without said shell.
Well, it's kind of crawled half under a cart, so at the moment, this cart next to it is acting as its makeshift shell.
Are we on a slope?
Yeah, the slope. You are running up the slope. The slope
So
is
we
down.
can push the cart down to make the Chull chase the cart.
Possibly.
Shell.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe I'll do that then. I think that's pretty much all I can do is try and form some form of distraction, and it'll buy time. I think they know where we're going anyway. If they've blocked off the other 2 possible routes, they'll be like, they're probably that there.
Maybe.
So yeah, I would probably try if. So is the Chull kind of cowarding under the cart?
It's trying to sort of position the cart to cover its sensitive, curly lobster tail. So you have an option here. You can go for a intimidation check to try and spook the Chull away from you and towards the soldiers. I think an athletics check to try and like push the cart so that it follows the cart. You do run the risk of it not following the cart though and attacking you instead. Otherwise, I think also a survival check could also work here. So intimidation, survival, or athletics, your choice.
Kind of like the idea of it trying to chase the cart.
Go for it. Let's go. Athletics it is then. Do you want to say, I know you're talking all session, Lumi. Do you want to say hello so people can actually see you? I don't know what she's talking about.
Hello, Lumi.
She's in a mood today. I
Squeaky
think it's because
dog.
Teddy wants to play and she does not. Teddy does not take no for an answer. He's
Body.
just a year old now. He definitely has that puppy energy. 21 on the athletics check, Hula. Fucking hell, yes. I will tick off a success. Guess what? We're almost even on successes and failures now. As the cart begins to roll away, you watch as the Chull immediately takes after it, moving down the corridor. The cart bouncing around very haphazardly. For a moment, Hula, you're worried it's actually going to slam into the cave wall and shatter, but your forceful push, just enough momentum and just enough uneven momentum to have the cart slightly twist as the Chull reaches out a claw, knocking the back and causing it to turn as it continues away towards the west. A few moments later, you hear the sounds of shouting and splintering wood and snapping claws. Alrighty.
That worked out about as good as to be expected.
Alaran.
I didn't see that working, Hula, as we continue moving on. I think I was thinking of what I could do here that's helpful, and I think it is discipline. I think it's a sense of like keeping formation, keeping everyone together, and keeping everyone moving with a sense of like purpose and organization. So
You know what might not be helpful? If you chase after the Chull and try and befriend it. That could go poorly.
do you want me to do that?
Well, it's high stakes.
I could climb onto the back of it, ride it down the hill, and then brag to the enemy that we have a Chull, and then I'll ride it back up the hill.
Gaze upon my battle, Chull. It doesn't have any
Until
shell.
next time, and I'm
It
just
doesn't
like,
need it. Yeah. Next time, losers. You could do that.
I will not. I love the idea.
Persuasion or
Al-
leadership test, please, Alaran. I think discipline could also fit here as well.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the discipline because I think it's about him trying to recall a sense of discipline in his sense of training and upbringing. Hello? Roll.
I believe. Discipline. I think you can do it.
I'm going
I believe
for
in the dice roll. Hasn't come through yet. 14. That is a pass. As you center yourself, you watch as on the wall next to you, rapidly growing vines spiral along, chasing behind Ztar and Neivien as you follow along. The Spren burr occasionally forming a face, encouraging you. Come on, lad, you're almost there. Quicker, lad. Quicker than that. Calling out to you from the wall. Your legs pumping, your heart almost bursting in your chest. You hear it thumping in your ears as you breath after breath. This is more than you've had to do training-wise as you're running for your life, but you keep it together. More than you begin to stick with the others, keeping them on track, making sure that they're following along as well. Alrighty. That is the next round of the endeavor. I need someone to please roll for me to see how our enemies are doing. Raph, could you please roll a d20 for me? Matt, could you please roll a d20 for me? Oh, wow. 18. Thank you very much. And
3.
Matt? 8. Okay. That balances out a little bit better than what we were thinking. From where you are, you can't hear the consequences of what this is. So for now, it's going to be a little bit of a mystery. Alrighty. As you begin following the tunnel further, Ztar rushing ahead, the tunnel continues to slope upwards, getting narrower and narrower as it does so. No fences, no borders, no nothing here to kind of lock off the area. Instead, the pathway carries on, thinning and thinning, this natural cavern before suddenly open sky above you. And as you look, you have emerged inside a small, splintered section of the chasm. Glancing behind you, you can see the walls of the crater edge. The chasm begins to narrow rapidly, down from about 15 feet wide to about 5, maybe even 3 feet wide at the far edge, there is a ladder that has been set up as well, hidden against the shadow of the overhanging rocks. It is going to be quite slow going, climbing that one by one. I hand back over to all of you. You can go in any order, do anything you can to help the others. The chasm that you are in, the walls rise up about 80, 90 feet on either side of you. You think you're probably in a bit of a gap between the splintered sections of the shattered plains between Dalinar and between Aladar's war camps. So,
I use my surge of gravitation.
Yep.
So that would be my...
Just to fly out by yourself.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess I'd try to just start ferrying. Like, how high down the chasm are we, did you say?
So the chasm walls rise up about 80, 90 feet on either side of you. The chasm itself is about 50 feet long. At the far end is where this tiny ladder is hidden under an overhang.
Okay, then I mean, 80 feet's like several trips up and down with people probably.
Can you just lash us up till we start floating and we'll just grab the cliff edge, hopefully?
Hopefully.
Grabbing a cliff edge falling vertically seems really hard, but
yeah.
But I guess I could just do everyone and we can all float and I can try and stop it. But I was thinking more, given that ladder's there, if we all get to that ladder, I can, instead of shooting everyone up, make everyone like a tenth of the weight. So scooting up that ladder is
really quick
very
and
quick
easy.
and easy.
Okay. I think that's potentially a really good idea. Okay. Ztar.
Like I want to just run to the base of the ladder and then just wait there and just breathing stormlight as people run past out of their pocket and just give them a little bum pat and sending them up the ladder.
You also throw people up if you're making them zero weight.
Is there are there any like rock buds or anything around?
Yes, there are. There is a wealth of plant life growing along the edges of this chasm, Rav-eth. You can see a number of almost what look like barnacles, fronds growing forth, catching the debris that's floating in the air before pulling back in, along with a series of rock buds and chasm creepers, these very, very densely packed, quite woody stem plants that grow through and break through the rock.
Seeing Ztar's like plan as he's kind of like gesturing to the ladder and realizing what Ztar can do, Rav-eth does have an idea to kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk his way up the cliff, but probably realizes that might be like fraught with danger, considering he has no real control of where the vines grow and how they grow. They just grow. So instead, he'll try and like wait for everyone to like come out of the clearing, clear the tunnel, and then he might use, as like everyone's like going to one end of the chasm, he might try and use his progression surge to actually like create like a bit of a barrier between us and anyone else who's coming out of the tunnel.
Yes. Could I get you to roll that progression check now? And Ztar, could I get you to please roll for me a gravitation check? Just using
just to be clear, I would be doing this once everyone's clear of, like, I'm not going to close anything off to anyone else. It might be, like, I don't want to, like, trap anyone.
Yep, absolutely.
Other than the enemy, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. As you breathe in the stormlight, filling your veins, driving you to action, Ztar, you infuse people with, I think you said it was like a 10th lashing, like a quarter lashing, just the least amount of lashing you can do to reduce their weight, yeah?
Yeah. Half lashing up or almost a full lash. I don't want them to fall up, but I want them to...
They're strapped to the ground. They get strapped to the ground is what's happening.
Yeah. Your new skill for the endeavor is just stand still.
So that's another natural.
That sucks.
That's another natural one.
God, he'd somehow fail the stand still though, you know.
Yeah.
Rav-eth, do you have any inspiration that you can spend? Because I'm going to say this in the kindest, most polite possible way. You do not want this natural one. You don't want this.
Come on, Chad.
I don't think I do.
That won't help.
Come on, Chad. Give him disadvantage. Rub it in.
Yeah. I
Give
don't
him
have
the
any
diss.
inspirations, I don't think, on this character. Not that I have any. No, I don't have it tracked anywhere.
Okay.
Could I offer a risky maneuver
Yes.
that Hula and myself, using our own Spren bonds, can both offer the assistance to him, but in exchange, we can't leave the base of the ladder until everyone else is out. We'll risk ourselves in exchange for him to have advantage to try and...
Alaran, if you wanted to spend your action now to give Rav-eth advantage on that, you may do so. Normally, I would have that be done in advance, but I'm happy to do that for this one here. Rav-eth, you may roll your surgical progression again.
Oh, fuck.
Another nat 1.
Ztar.
Yeah, can someone else
Ztar,
roll
your
for
gravitation
me?
was only an 11. Not super high.
Yeah, no, I scooted through there by virtue of Rav-eth sucking infinite.
The power going awry.
Yeah, I think
cool.
blame
So, yeah.
the Natanen as quickly as you can, Parshendi. Blame the Natanen, listener. It is his fault. These bloody humans. Okay, 18's a bit better on the progression surge. Rav-eth, as you begin to channel the Stormlight through your veins, pressing your hands into the nearby rock buds and chasm crawlers, you watch as the plant life explodes with activity, with life. All around you, you watch as green motes of life spren begin to appear in existence, drawn by your sudden expenditure of Stormlight. The rock buds begin growing a dense barrier, blocking off the pathway that you have just rushed through. The bottom of the chasm now sealed off. Only one way in and one way out, the narrow ladder leading up. Ztar, your gravitation, your binding of very low lashings, doesn't seem to be doing as much. You haven't practiced as much with gravitation, and such quick back-to-back use of Stormlight and such precise, very, very careful application of certain lashings is beyond your practice yet. You do what you can, but you watch as you accidentally overlash Zindan, causing him to fall up into sections of the ladder, getting stuck partway up before you're able to cancel the lashing, allowing him to climb safely once again. Neivien and Hula, the two of you have yet to make a roll for the second round of this endeavor. What would you like to do?
Well,
Wasn't my action
the
didn't Ash say that we're both doing this?
just Alaran spent his action on that. Hula, you still have an action.
Hula, do you have a plan at all?
Not
'Cause if you-
really.
Okay. In that case, just paint for me one of your pretty little pictures, Owen.
Yeah.
Where we've come out of here, it's kind of like, is it a hole in the ground of the...
It's a cave,
chasm?
half hidden in the shadow of the edge of the chasm. This is a very small, splintered section of the chasm, not part of the true shattered plains. This is the border where stuff has fallen in, and where the very edge of that force that shattered the plains just managed to reach. You've run from the south, moving north, and you've entered this chasm at the very bottom of the pit. The cave hidden in the shadows on either side, invisible to those above, you suspect, and even hard to see when you're in the chasm. The ladder at the far northern end, about 50 feet in front of you, is hidden underneath an outcropping as well. You suspect, again, unless you knew these were here and you were in the chasm, you wouldn't be able to see either one of these. It's very hard to spot. The walls rise up about 80 to 90 feet on either side of you, and you can see that there are a number of now rapidly growing rock buds. What's the name for those? Having a mental blank on the fern-like plants that Shalon draws. can't remember. That's okay. Massive, I'm going to call them frond leaves because I can't remember what they're called. Imagine like coral-like or anemone-like ferns growing around. A number of tiny cremlings scuttling underneath and away from the edge. No bodies here, no spheres. This isn't the Shattered Plains where people fight. This is a section near the war camps. There would be some junk, though, that's been knocked down in a high storm. You run past a few shattered pieces of Soulcast wood, some tarp, looks like some random bits and bobs that have been flushed down here in the last high storm.
But not within the high storm tributaries, like much of the Shattered Plains canyons.
This area would drain out, and you can see there are sections at the bottom of this, at the bottom floor, that slope away from you down towards the left in a little narrow section that drain down into a much larger system of caves deeper below. You think the water would drain out towards that section?
So yeah, that was my big question: is if we've come out of a cave, coming up to the surface,
would water drain into that cave normally? No, yeah. It's a little bit higher and raised up. As you ran up, and then you had to drop down a narrow ledge into the chasm.
Okay. Any little overhang bits that I could smoke an important part of and have it collapse?
To try and collapse the cavern behind that you just rushed through?
Yeah.
Rav-eth's done a pretty damn good job covering that with growing vines and creepers, but you could finish the job by reaching through and collapsing the bit beyond it. Yeah.
I mean, potentially, or I could end up just smoking all his plants. Let's find out.
If you roll poorly, yes, absolutely. You could end up smoking all the plants. He just spent his turn and Alaran's turn creating. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's I'm guessing this is another transformation roll?
Yes, please.
Would this be appropriate to raise the stakes?
I'm happy to allow a raise the stakes on this. I think given the situation you find yourselves in, I think I would allow it.
Okay, let's
Nothing. But it's still a 20 unnatural, which is pretty fucking awesome. Neivien, your focus is now drawn to the crystals on the back of your Soulcaster. As you find yourselves drawn to them, you allow that pulse of stormlight contained within the Soulcaster to leak out once again. And as you place your hands against the rocky cavern wall, veins of smoke begin to cut through. Not a massive surface area. No, you aim for these narrow, thin fissures of stone, transforming the limestone that binds together sections of this massive chasm wall to smoke, allowing the much harder, blockier granite to begin collapsing around. There is a sudden push of smoke as you turn something solid and very dense into smoke, bursting out free from the vines. Boulders crashing down. From inside the cavern, this would sound apocalyptically loud, echoing through, probably drawing attention to where you guys are now. But more importantly, blocking that cavern behind you successfully. Now combined with the growing vines and roots, you don't think anyone's getting through here. Not easily, not quickly, even with a shard blade. This is going to take time to cut through, and it's going to be annoying to cut through. Nicely done, Neivien. Hula, it's your turn.
I would probably just be trying to ferry the 3 captives up the ladder as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
All right. Basically, just using the only tool that I really have that's not somewhat destructive is muscles and size. So I would be trying to carry, push, or aid them up there if any of them look weakened after their captive state.
Yeah, I reckon athletics from the sounds of it.
Yeah. Not necessarily a full-blown grapple and drag up the ladder, but if they need it because they're looking weakened, that's about all I got. Why did I waste it on just helping someone up a ladder?
25. You're kind of like tying them to you, just climbing up the ladder as they dangle behind you at this point, Hula. 25. I mean, you're an incredibly strong horn eater with years of experience climbing areas of the peaks, fighting in uneven terrain.
3 points of contact is the key. Just FYI.
Exactly. You take no time at all to scuttle up the ladder, dragging behind Raunat Zindan and the Parshman behind you. And that is the number of successes to trigger a successful endeavor. Just so you know, if that natural one had gone through, if Rav-eth had not been able to switch that with Alaran's help, that would have been a failure on that endeavor. You had reached the threshold for the maximum failures at that point.
Trying to get Neivien as shardbearer.
Yeah. Well, could have been a bit different. No, fantastic work, guys. Really, really nicely done. As you begin to scurry up the ladder, you soon find yourselves standing in between two of the enormous craters that are used as the war camps. To the north, you can see the royal blue of Dalinar's war camp. To the south, the gate that you entered through only some hours earlier, the gate leading to Aldar's war camp. However, your attention is drawn past the road to Aladar's war camp. You watch as riding atop a horse, clad in shard plate, is Sadius. Behind him, you can see his army, returning from the field of battle, many of them looking injured, but minor injuries only. You remember hearing of a joint plateau assault between Dalinar and Sadius's forces this morning. But as you look across Sadius returning to his camp, there is no sign of any of Dalinar's forces.
Oh shit.
In fact, Dalinar's war camp to the north looks empty, almost abandoned.
Oh no.
Well, that's not gone to plan.
Uh-oh.
Whatever that is, I think it's probably in our best interest, regardless, to get back to Bethab's camp and get these ones to somewhere secure. Any objection?
I agree, but if we could spare a moment, it might be worth our time and interest to sabotage this ladder slightly. If we could, I don't know, cut through the supports most of the way up, so whoever gets most of the way up suddenly falls most of the way back down.
We could just pull it up.
I know, but then they're just down there, whereas if they get most of the way up, then they've got a long way down to go.
I don't mind that idea if we have the time.
Do we have the time? I don't think it would take too long.
Ztar just jumps down off the side of the cliff and just hovers about halfway down and slices the ladder a chunk out of it.
Beautiful.
No, you're just showing off now.
Could you make for me, Ztar? Could you make I reckon either a stealth or survival or crafting check? Your choice.
Can I argue that I could assist with
yes,
that using my
out.
engineering brain to point out the best spot to cut?
Absolutely. You have advantage on this check, Ztar.
Is it a test for cutting the skill in cutting the ladder?
This is essentially you creating a failure point on the ladder that's invisible or at least not noticeable until the person has reached the point of failure.
Okay.
I was tempted to go thievery, but it doesn't quite fit. So I was thinking probably the next best one would be, stealth, crafting, survival kind of fit for me. I think they're the ones that make the most sense.
I'll go survival because to me this feels like setting almost like a snare.
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
That's exactly
and
my
it's
thoughts
also the
on this.
best one.
It's your best one? Yeah, fair enough. Oh, no!
Oh, no.
You have advantage. You have advantage from
Tonight is
Neivien.
cursed.
That's another natural one for those
That's
keeping
fine.
score.
That's fine. That's a lot of nat ones.
That is a lot of nat ones.
3 nat ones tonight. In like within 10 rolls of each other too, which is incredible. And no nat 20. Oh, no!
So now the 2.
What?
But they've updated the reroll so it works. So fun.
Oh, that's
big,
good.
Big quality of life. The reroll button works.
Well, hey.
Shit.
So, Ztar.
I
Yeah, man.
My roll just doubled. I got twice the score rate.
You did. Well,
I'm
hang on.
personally
No.
stoked on
The roll doubled. The result did not. Let's not get too carried away.
I mean, you had a 50-50 chance to
That's
be
true.
fair.
It was either going to be that again or not that again. So I guess, yeah. Raph, you've done a great job getting through that drink. What are you drinking just out of interest? It looks like Horny
It's
to
a
White.
giant Moscow Mule, actually, with
Amazing.
a stupid amount of vodka.
So he is drinking
Right.
a Horny to White, essentially. That is the correct. Yeah, incredible. Ztar, you're really proud of yourself as you slowly like lower yourself down. No, you said you jumped off. You jump off and then lash yourself with a half lashing.
I
right
was showing off. I was really showing off.
Jumps off and just
Yeah, Nevien's like pointing out, like, you want to just cut it there? Ztar, you know what you're doing. You just slice through the rope, and then you watch as the entire ladder just drops away from the edge, smashing down into the chasm below. As you look down at your knife and the rope you just cut. Oh, yeah, that ladder's gone forever now.
No one's getting up there. That's what we wanted, right?
come on, then.
It's fine.
Alaran's going to switch tactics at this point and is very conscious that Ralanat is not to be trusted on the journey. And I was going to be advocating for maybe like Rav-eth's already established as like caretaker of the NPCs on that journey of like making sure they're okay and keeping them maintained. I would like to further back do kind of like more of a long-term insight check to keep an eye out for where they're where she tries to make a move and when she tries to initiate any sort of challenge, but from further back, like staying in that same kind of formation of the group pattern.
We could hobble her.
I was going to say an inside check at the mention of the Bethad camp because I know that she was very loudly she wasn't advocating for going back to the Bethad camp whatsoever.
I don't really care too much about where.
No, neither. But I just want to see what her reaction is like to that.
Yeah.
Running gets knives.
Insight checks for those who are inciting.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's not another natural one.
That's crazy.
She's keen.
She's
She actually
keen. All right.
wants to go to Bethad by the
Gotta
looks
change
of
your
it.
heart.
Don't come back
Wow.
on.
Wow.
Right.
Could I just
Yeah.
maintain a general perception on her with basically just a knife trained at her back? I don't care about Zindan or Red 3, but if Ralanat looks to make a move, she's getting a knife.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm actually most cautious of Red 3. Like, of all the people who have just to be following
you
a
would be because
blind...
you're racist.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Yeah, 100%. But also for any of the NPCs to just be following a blind order.
Yeah.
There's a very good reason why Parchment are locked into that. I think there's a really good reason why they're stuck in that cycle, mate.
She's pretty suspicious.
What? Yeah. Very suspicious. The little indigenous lad just plodding along following orders is all of a sudden very
Hey, man, you were to begin with. Who knows? Who knows what we're in
I
for
don't
here?
think Ztar was ever following orders the time you've known Ztar. All right.
It did just occur to me if we do go straight back to House Bethad, which we most likely will do. The guard in the closet is just going to be there on his own.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
We cannot go back to Alaran's walk.
Cool. That's fine.
Our closet, he has to work that out for himself.
So,
And look, as far as the tile is concerned, that's enough justice for that guy.
That's a lot of loose ends. Anyway. Anyway.
maybe that could be your...
No loose ends, really.
3
Maybe
days and
that's-
it won't be a loose end.
Maybe that's your team name, is
Either
Loose
loose
Ends.
end or it's not.
It's a pretty good team name for you guys, Loose Ends. It does check out.
At this point, we should just be called the Nat Ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loose ends or rear guard, I think, are pretty good.
That's just Alaran. That's not their team.
What? No.
Alaran's the
Put
rear guard.
Alaran in the rear guards.
I mean, you could combine all 3 to loose rear ends.
Yeah, that's true. You could. One loose rear end. So, could I please get an insight check from Neivien as she tries to inspect the slave form parchment? Slave form parchment.
So suspicious.
Insight check.
Rolls for racism.
Yeah. Rolls for Voran supremacy.
The insight checks just to work out how bigoted you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
A 9.
Very.
Pretty bigoted. All right. Insight check of natural 1 from Alaran. Alaran, as you look over at Ralanat, her eyes are focused on the sky. You watch as she takes in a big breath, lets out a big sigh. She's grateful to be released, desperately grateful to be released. And frankly, you have earned her trust in this moment, Alaran. Really, you've saved her life, given her freedom back. That is not a debt she will easily forget. It's a debt that she will work hard to repay over the coming months, coming years. Rav-eth, 16. Ralanat's looking for the nearest escape. As she looks around, you can see she doesn't give two shits about you saving her life. She couldn't care less. You lot are all poison to her, especially now that you've helped escape from Mintez. She knows that Mintez is going to be coming after you. You revealed a bit of information to his agents. She doesn't know how much of that's been communicated to Mintez. She doesn't care. She needs to get away from you lot as quickly as possible and escape. Ideally back to Alethkar, away from the Shattered Plains, quickly as possible.
I don't know. I don't know who I relay that to without her knowing. I'll probably just flash a couple of glances over to the rest of the party and kind of like...
What's the matter? Sure. Hey, this bitch is looking to run. Let's all keep an eye on her.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Words to that effect.
No, she definitely. Perception check on the 18.
Yeah, I'd probably say like, where do you think you're going?
You're going? No, I'm not going anywhere. Just appreciating the sunlight and the fresh air again. Look at that, Sadius's group are coming back.
Thank you.
Been out a plateau run. Look at them all. Look at that. She begins to slowly take a few steps back. Perception check of 18, Ztar. What were you focused on mainly? You were trying to look around to see lay the land.
No, if she tries to I'm just the entire time. Once around that, just laser beam focused on her. If she tries anything, she's just getting his knife straight to the back end.
Yeah, fantastic.
Not
as
lethal knife backing, right?
I mean, we've already gotten a decent amount of information from her. It'll be the knife of justice. Wherever justice deems the knife goes.
The whole reason we came here was to get her. We can't kill her now.
What? She gave us a lot of information.
No, nothing we have gotten from her we have verified or confirmed or even insider.
Why would she lie?
Statements.
It's all conjecture.
You, of all people, have to understand that she owes us a debt. She would never have lied.
Yeah.
She's already...
Liars don't lie, Alaran.
Yeah, she's a Luddite. She's a woman of honor.
They're exemplars and paragons of virtue and truth.
I think that my read on her more is that I misunderstand her confidence that she can get herself out of this problem, and that I think in this moment she is feeling the same fear of even just safely getting back to Bethab, that she wouldn't give herself another place to try and escape to. I'm drawing the same conclusion, which I think she's coming with us, but it's for the wrong reason. That I think that she thinks it's her best shot.
Right.
Ztar, you keep a close eye on Ralanat, and you immediately notice her tapping on her leg. Zindan looking down, noticing the taps, nodding once before tapping twice back on his leg before she nods as well. It's subtle, quiet, and when she's just pointed out Sadius's war camp, essentially returning, his entire force returning, she wasn't expecting anyone to notice this in the distraction.
Above table, we don't really need Zindan, do we?
Oh, I mean,
yeah,
we do not know.
Can he go back down the chasm?
That's essentially what the title said. Look, if you two don't stop talking in code there, one of you is going back down that chasm.
Talking in... I just merely pointed out Sadius's war camp returning from their efforts on a plateau run. Really? Is there any need for this?
Does anyone have any manacles to bind his hands and stuff her mouth?
I could turn their hands to smoke.
That works. They don't need hands.
No. You don't need that. We have manacles in the party. They're
Sure we have manacles.
Above table, Alaran recalls this, that when he was first learning about Ralinat back at the caravan, she has a connection to Sadius.
Oh.
Very well remembered.
What was that
Ash.
connection? I don't remember that.
It's from the caravan. It's from like when we first learned information about her, and it was like she is very close to Sadius herself. Let me go have a look through my last notebook to find the notes.
Like, is that like politically or like?
Socially and politically, I think. But I think that's why it was weird that she was working with Bethab, is because like her closest like house alliance is Sadius's.
Right. Okay.
Could we also see the map of the war camp layout where we are vaguely?
Yep. That's easy to do.
Ash, you have notebooks? You take notes?
He takes
Dude,
notes.
I just finished my second notebook for just this campaign.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I've
I
pinged
struggled
it.
to take notes in a university course, let alone.
Right. Owen's my notebook. If I don't remember something, then I'm not supposed to.
No. That's not how it works. You make that decision. If you took notes, then your character would remember more things. That's how it goes. You're choosing this.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I can't actually listen and pay attention to something while also writing notes. My brain just won't do it for me.
Yeah,
It's
no
always,
one can do
it's
that.
always wonderful when someone in a campaign takes notes.
Yeah. No, but that's also
Similarly-
it's not possible. Multitasking's not a thing. All you're doing is attention switching, and multitasking is just how quickly you can attention switch between the things. You can't actually do more than a couple of things at once. Your brain can't do that. It's not how it works.
For me, the only thing that works slower was Raph's internet at the start of the campaign than my multitasking skill.
The ants, your brain is run by like the switching
on the
between tasks is the ants. It's on the ant standard, the standard, if you will. Incredible.
Canonically, it just sounds like Ztar and Hula have the 51st date syndrome thing, basically. Every episode.
Yeah. Neivien, your insight was a 9 for a red 3. Man, these Parshmen. Hard to read. You know what's going on inside their heads, if there is anything at all going on inside their heads. Since arriving at the top of the ladder after being half carried up by Hula, Red 3 has simply stood there, looking out across the plains, doing nothing, saying nothing. You watch as Red 3, their eyebrows raise as they watch Ztar just drop into the chasm. You watch as they step forward as if to try and say something. But then as Ztar hovers in place, severing the ladder and then just flying back up again, you watch as Red 3 just looks in confusion and, for a moment, a glimpse of something else. You're not sure what it was, though. But then that same look of beaten downtroddenness, of depression takes over, and Red 3 just stands there awaiting orders again. Suspicious little fuck.
Right? No, it's something wrong here. I don't trust it. That's a pretty good act. I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
You don't trust it?
You don't trust him.
Was that the
Yeah.
phrasing?
I mean,
that's what he
him
said.
followed after.
Them, you assuming?
Those people.
True.
The marbled ones, the dull ones. So, as you're all kind of like milling around.
Yeah, Raph getting her gagged, him bound. Now that I notice they're communicating, they're not getting out of my sight.
Yeah.
I've spent enough time bounty hunting to know what it takes to get someone back to claim
now.
said bounty.
Let's think this through, please, for a moment. Let's use those brains that us all have. You're proposing to march me in front of war camps. Me, a light-eyed woman dressed like this, with my hands manacled and a gag put over my mouth. Do you really think that's going to go down well for you?
We could put the bag over her head as well. They won't know that she's alive.
Yes, no one will know what's going on. That'll be so not suspicious. No guard will call out asking why you're marching a person around with a bag over their head. Very well done, Natan. So wise.
Do you see him there? That is our light eyes, Lord Alaran himself, dressed in Bethab's in a high investigator badge. I think as long as we march into the Bethab war camp, that will get us straight to the dungeon that we'll be putting you in. So start walking.
If you get me back to Bethab's war camp, the one thing I can guarantee is you will get no further useful information from me.
I truthfully don't care as long as you are brought to justice for your incalculable crimes.
Of course you don't care. That's why you rushed in to break me out of that horrible situation with the Sons of Honor, where I was certainly going to face quote-unquote justice. Come now, really. Let's not play these games. You need something from me and I need something from you. Let's do a business transaction. Let's make an arrangement.
I think we could have just left you down there.
But you didn't. So clearly, you weren't able to do that for some reason. I know something. I have something. I'm not sure what yet. Let's figure it out. Let's do a trade. Come now.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this. If you're not Bethab camp, where would you like to go? If you had it your way.
Somewhere neutral. Outer Market? It's nearby. Only up the road. You don't have to march me past any suspicious-looking guards. And call me crazy, but I think the Colons might be a bit distracted right now.
Call me crazy, but why don't we not take her suggestions and come up with it ourselves?
Well, I think
you
Lord
do your
Alaran
best
was just
thinking
working out
with
exactly where we shouldn't take her. But no, does anyone have any objection to me gagging this woman?
No,
I'm pretty close to, let's say, forming a caravan and seeing what happens when it gets to a particular ambush site and seeing how she likes walking home to the Shattered Plains.
This
I
woman
already
is
have
poison.
done that once. Poison? Really, Neivien? You're taking this way out of proportion. My role in this whole sordid affair was minimal. I had no idea you were going to be attacked. I was merely told to transport goods, keep them safe, and get the caravan to that spot at the appointed time. Really. I'm not your enemy. I'm an opportunity.
You're an opportunist, Gagger.
Of course I'm an opportunist.
I rolled a 21 for a roll for gag.
You just, as she's mid-conversation, your hand whips out and shoves a strip of fabric balled up into her mouth. And she shrugs, attempting to try and pull it out, and then pausing as she sees the look in your eyes, Ztar, as you slowly lower the knife down towards her abdomen. She slowly moves her hands away from the gag, turns around and holds her arms out behind her for you to manacle her.
I mean, do we just take her back to House Bethab?
Yes.
I think we take her back to House Bethab. If she doesn't talk, she doesn't talk. We assume what she said was true, and we're no worse off than we were before, but at least a person who's willing to sell the lives of, I mean, how many of us were in that caravan? 20? More?
Oh, it was more than that. It's more than that.
For money?
About 40-something of you at the beginning. It was multiple.
Yeah. Well, about 40 of us for money.
There were like 16 survivors,
definition.
I think, by the end of it, including you lot, so not a lot.
Given she doesn't want to go there, I think we definitely should go there. Unless that's what she wants us to think.
You watch as she raises an eyebrow towards you, Hula, and then shakes her head coyly.
I would say that there's a lot of people in this world that say they're not going to talk until bits and pieces of them start turning to smoke.
Neivien, would you mind?
I like it.
I push Ralanat forward towards Hula, and I look to Hula and say, her safety is your charge, Hula.
It's a big order. She might take a few trips along the way. Hula's going to push her around a bit.
Maybe to teach her some manners.
Hula and Alaran, I was going to have both of you mark off another step on your acting like a radiant, but pushing a prisoner around and tripping them up is not very radiant, my friend. Hula.
That's not what I
know Alaran. I know Alaran.
It's not very
Actually,
wind
depends on which order. Yeah, it's very one radiant.
Yeah, there is. The Skybreakers are a big fan of that.
Let's spend almost her entire time doing exactly that.
Yeah, you will find the Stonewards and the Edgedancers do not look kindly on either of those acts. You may still mark off.
Again, lifted a lot of that.
Could I rephrase that? What I am trying to do in this is recognizing that if Ralanat is walking with Ztar, the second Ralanat does something, she dies.
Yeah, he's gonna shiver.
I am dancing my way through the party and putting Ralanat in Hula's care as the protector.
You are edge dancing through the party. Is that
and
you
I'm
are
just intimidating big talk. I'm not necessarily gonna push her down.
Yeah.
Stay
You
in a
may
position.
both
now all
mark
of a
off.
sudden there's a mechanical
Yeah.
disadvantage. Rory's
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Push
You
that
may
old lady
still
around.
you may still both mark off the goal of getting closer to speaking the first ideal. Both of you may mark another point on that progression. And in addition, for those of you, I think all of you should have the goal in your character sheets to, I think all of you had the goal of track down Ralanat. Mission accomplished.
Yay!
You have successfully tracked down Ralanat. Question is, are you taking her back to Bethab's war camp? Are you taking her somewhere else?
I think that the goal is Bethab, but looking at the path ahead, out of market, despite the fact it's where she wanted to go, it's our only other point of contact.
To get to Bethab's war camp, you have to walk around the entire edge of. You have to go past Colin, Varma, Ruther, Thanador, Hatham to get to Bethab. It is going to be very late at night by the time you get back to Bethab's war camp.
Where's old man in the cupboard? How far away is that?
He's back
He's
in
in Aladar's
in
war
the-
camp.
Yeah.
The one we're already on the
Very
far side of it.
I don't mind the idea of finding somewhere secretive for most of us to hole up while one or two of us go for some sort of a transport.
Well, I was going to
What about
say.
the red rocket bud?
That's
Well, I was
back
going
in
to say if we did
Aladar's
go to
war
the
camp.
outer market.
Still,
we did go to the
they
outer
seem
market,
pro
we have-
enough. They just kind of were there and illegal.
we have Gark still at the outer market. We could potentially.
True. If anyone
I
could
was-
smuggle
yeah.
someone somewhere, it'd be him.
Yeah. he'd be good
Also,
at that.
the other thing that we have is the storm shelter that we last stayed in was all kind of like dangerous, and we were responsible for uncovering that. So if we came back to investigate, it's potentially not functioning or locked down or something.
And that's at the edge of the outer market. It's literally, you are only 20, 30 minutes away from that walking.
I vote for that 100%. I think whatever we do, my gut is saying people shouldn't know that we have these people at the moment.
Yeah.
We like light weave a disguise on them.
That's
I can
not
do that.
a bad idea. If we
Also,
could
I can
change
use
do that.
the Tar's other. Do you still have your disguise on you? Not wearing it.
Yeah, I still have my
Tashiki.
Tashiki disguise.
Shove one of
I
those
forgot
and
who the
storm on
Tashiki alter ego was, but
And for some reason, I have a separate set of clothing in my bag as well, so we could change maybe even Ralanat's outfit to just something a bit more different to what she's been wearing. Yeah.
So she's
I
just
mean-
dyed her hair. Are people really going to recognize her that much anyway? Because she's tried to hide and change her clothes and hair and everything. So maybe she
I
doesn't.
think exactly why she's so hard to
This one
find.
was getting shared around as well.
No.
Yeah.
Look, I think we just make for Bethab's camp personally. I think holding over until tomorrow doesn't particularly help us. I don't think we were able to rest until we're back somewhere safe, and right now Bethab's the closest thing to safe that we have. We have a shardbearer on our tail. Who knows who else is involved with these Sons of Honor? Who knows what ways they have to track and trace us? I'd rather just hoof it back to Bethab's camp and get the prisoners secure.
I would add to that a slight change, though I do agree with you for the most part, Ztar, if we use the cover of night to bypass any eyes on us, that may be beneficial. If we were to hide in this storm shelter until past dusk and then head out, it may be enough to give us the edge that we need. And I know there are certainly some questions that I would like answered before we're in the presence of others.
So what I'm hearing is I'll perform some sort of illumination surge, light weave to keep these 2-3 hidden from prying eyes, and we'll head back to that storm shelter that we pulled up in a couple of days ago.
That would be my vote, at least temporarily until the sun goes down.
I mean, I think we are just after answers, more or less, than anything else, and it seems like a good way of getting them before we hand them over to the correct authorities. Glance over at Ztar.
Alrighty. So, Rav-eth, are you using transformation? No, illusion to try and bit of light weave?
In the illumination surge, it says it's mainly for doing it to yourself, but I'm pretty sure I can do it to others as well. It makes sense doing it through the illumination.
I think it does too. Let me have a quick peekaroo. I'm sure there is something, because it'd be the same as the normal illumination surge where you create like an effect in a single spot. It's a light weave and illusion. Yeah, and then you've got disguise.
It says disguising yourself, but I'm pretty sure you'd be able to do that to others.
That's a separate. Yeah, that's a separate thing. I'm happy for you to disguise someone else as well.
Cool.
But
it would still be under the
say,
same level of scrutiny and all of that. If they,
I'd say that when you're doing it to someone else, it follows the same rules as the simple illusions, just the normal light weaving illusion. So you still have to spend an investiture every 10 minutes, whereas the disguising yourself doesn't use any investiture. As long as you have the investiture, you can just keep it.
That's right.
I'm going to say that this one, when on someone else, it does cost investiture, and you're going to be moving and controlling it to try and make her look like something or someone else. Are you going to try and change all of her or just her face?
Probably
It'll be
for
much
the
easier
ease
with
of
just
it.
her face.
I think it would just be the face.
You
Cool.
probably
What would
wouldn't
you
need
like
to
it to
do
look
that
like?
till we get closer to
Exactly. Yeah.
While we're on the plains for probably the next 20-30 minutes, I won't worry. But as soon as we become like within like eyesight of potential guards and stuff, I'll change the facial features.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Zindan and Relinat.
Perfect. So Zindan and Relinat are both manacled. You're going to change Relinat's face using illusion. Could you roll the light weaving for me now, please? Just that light weaving check, just to see how you go. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Illumination's underneath spiritual.
Yeah, got it.
I'm sure it won't be another natural one. We've had so many of them tonight. What are the chances of another
Don't do
one?
that to me.
It's a 50-50. But yeah,
It's a
you'll be
50-50,
fine.
huh? Let's see.
I just saw roll for gaggery in the Roll20 chat.
It's not terrible. It's an 11.
Really,
It's
really
not
like
great.
struggling to understand that and move on from it.
It's not great, but it's more than all your other roles combined.
Exactly.
Like,
It's not terrible. It's 3.6.
Two ones next together.
It is. It's two. Yeah, it's 3.6 Romkin. It's not great. It's not terrible. As you activate the illusion, you make Relinat look older, younger, not light-eyed. You kind of change her eye color so it's like a dark brown. Give her skin a bit of a lighter tan to it. Just kind of adjusting her subtly to make her look a little bit different.
Yeah.
Different enough that it would hold up under scrutiny. And with that, you begin to make your way towards the abandoned storm shelter, from the sounds of it. Alrighty. The last thing that you will see as you make your way towards the storm shelter, moving back onto the road, you spy a contingent of Kolin guards making their way towards Sadius's camp. Not a large group. And flanking Queen Navani. With her, a younger Aelthi man. Looks to be in his late teens, early 20s. Black hair with streaks of blonde through it, following along behind her as they make their way towards Sadius's camp. At a breakneck pace. Even from this distance, you can see the look on Navani's face is one of fear. They pay you no heed as you make your way towards the road, having passed you by the time you get there, making their way down towards Sadius's camp. Continuing northward, as you make your way towards the edge of the outer market, you spy a small group of soldiers making their way back across the plains, a single bridge, furling and unfurling, bridging the chasms. Riding at their front, a figure in mostly shattered shard blade, and trailing behind, a sorry, tiny group of soldiers, making their way slowly towards Sadius's camp. And that is where we will leave off for tonight's episode. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves. I like to drop little reminders of where we're up to in parallel to the books. So for those of you who are fans of the Stormlight Archive series, you will no doubt know exactly where we are up to in our campaign running parallel to the events of The Way of Kings. Thank you for joining us. We will be wrapping it up there for tonight. For those of you watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We're going to go and raid a lovely friend of the channel tonight. That is going to be Let's Roll for Dragons. They're doing a deep space campaign. That'll be fun. Let's get that raid going now. For those of you watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and leave a comment. All of those things help us out. And from all of us here tonight, stay safe, stay well, and for now, farewell, everybody. We'll see you all next time. Until then, goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
See you later, gang.